All right, welcome everyone to the stream. I am joined by the one, the only, the horror boy.
Nah, you see, I'm taking over the stream, man. It's not Horrorboy. It's Tyson T Rex. This ain't your stream no more. We're ending it right now. Shocking now. What's up, guys?
My
It's your
man,
boy.
my man really wants to be Tyson Rex.
Yeah.
Um,
Up pretty early, I must say,
well,
considering how late I'm usually up.
we're always up early.
Up early, late at night. Up early, up late. That's how I live.
Well, you work at night. I don't.
Yeah. When you're sleeping, I'm out there just tossing boxes. Just know that.
And when
You're
you're
in your bed. I'm just like over here, like,
and when you're sleeping, I'm tossing boxes too.
yep. Opposite lifestyles, man.
And then one day we'll work together in the middle of the evening.
No, I'll get you on that shift.
I mean, depending on how this job goes, if it don't go good, I think I'm just gonna go the dark side.
He said I might have to go to the night shift.
But how you been, bud?
You know, pretty cool. Pretty good. I mean, just watching a lot of stuff. We're just watching the Mae Young Classic. Been watching the Cruiserweight Classic. Been watching SmackDown.
I'm watching RAW.
Yeah, RAW. Been watching All Elite clips. You know, wrestling. A lot of wrestling.
Lots of wrestling, yeah. So,
Hellraiser.
oh yeah, and that awful
I still
Hellraiser.
gotta review one more.
There's another one. Was it
One
worse?
more. I don't know, but I heard from a lot of people it's pretty bad.
Oh
So.
no! Oh no!
I don't want to get that series done, man. That's becoming a chore. Those last four movies were all bad. I'm like over here like getting depressed while watching these movies now. I'm sitting there like lifeless, like as I'm watching these movies.
What did they do to you?
First like three movies I'm into. After that, it was just like just barely alive. Like the soul's been sucked out of me, and I was watching these movies.
Yeah, I've been there. But yeah, so I wanted to get you on here because obviously we and you talked a lot about this off stream, and I want to get. I'm pretty sure everyone wants to know the opinion on everything that's going on, especially right now, and especially you got a hole right there.
Yeah, these are my work pants, so
I can see your underwear.
Boxers, sir.
At least I didn't say tidy whities or panties.
I would never wear them. Well, first of all, you never wear panties. I'll never wear tidy whities ever.
Tidy whities.
I don't know how people can do that, man. Those things, like, no.
My grandpa wore tidy whities.
It's like a lot of grandparents do, you know?
Hey, your mom said I can slam that.
Emergency mute. Had to have an emergency mute. My bad.
Difficulties.
Yeah. But yeah. So, your thoughts on what happened with this Sting situation?
Well, I went on break at work Wednesday because Sting debuted earlier on in the night, and I went on break, and I looked on my YouTube, and it said that somebody It didn't say outright that Sting debuted, but it said that somebody made a shocking debut on AEW. And so I watched it, and I didn't even know it was Sting. And when he came out, I was just completely blown away. And I just didn't ever think Sting would come back. I think it's really cool. I think it's pretty awesome. And I'm not sure if he's going to wrestle, but if he does, him versus Darby Allin would be really good.
What the frick is up? No. No.
What the hell? Why does this man always enter saying this crap?
You people.
Sir Dickens.
Man changes his name
I know.
a lot.
He's the man of many names.
Dick Everhart, Sir Dickens.
The man of many dicks.
But, so you were at work. I was just, I was not watching. 2020 is already screwed up. We don't need that. Yeah, I wasn't even watching either of them, and then I was like, well, might as well like see what happened. And like later on the night, I seen Sting pop up, and I was like, what? So I watched a clip, and I was like, this man debuted for All Elite Wrestling.
I thought he was retired.
At 61 years old.
He's older than Undertaker.
Looking like this man,
His reign of life
has a lot of life in him. He's gonna be like, all right, who wants the smoke?
His promo's gonna be like, hey guys, Sting.
He look the thumbnail I picked. He looked so depressed, and he was like, I gotta go back. I gotta go back to work. I gotta make some extra money for the millions I already have.
Well, I don't even know. Is he wrestling or is he not wrestling?
No idea.
He said that he's gonna be there, but he's not gonna take no bumps. Whatever that means.
It means he won't wrestle. So,
Meaning he's a manager.
if he's a manager, good job. They didn't play it stupid. But if he takes some bumps, I don't know how I'm going to feel.
I think he'll be TNT champion if he wrestles. But I doubt he'll be wrestling. But if he does wrestle, I can see him being TNT champion.
I don't think anyone would really want that. Because Darby Allin needs to hold the TNT title for a while. I think Darby Allin is a really, really good wrestler. I feel like he's a good storyteller. He's got like that package, like how you are with Omega. That's how I am with Darby
I love
Allin.
both of them. I love them and the Young Bucks and Cody, and they're all good to me. Everybody's like, they're overrated. Like, that's you, man. Yo, they're overrated.
They are. Cody and the Young Bucks are especially overrated. Omega, he has his moments where like I'll be like, okay, he's not that overrated, but then a New Japan mark will make me go, oh, well, again, that's why I think he's
all
overrated.
the big guys in AEW you say are overrated. You're like, Cody's overrated.
That's because
The
Cody.
Young Bucks are overrated.
Okay.
Kenny Omega's overrated.
Cody
Jon
books
Moxley.
himself like he's a freaking whatever he wants to book himself.
Yeah, true.
He won the freaking TNT championship twice.
I find it funny. The only person you don't think is overrated is Pac.
I don't find Pac. He said Alien wants to wrestle Jeff Hardy. Alien. But I don't find
charges.
I don't find Pac over. I don't find the Luchas overrated. I don't find Brian Cage.
You find all the main eventers overrated.
Well, not even that. I just find the 4 people who help book the shows overrated. If you think about it.
But the answer or the question is why?
I don't know. And like he just said, Cody needs to turn heel. I'm like, it would make sense.
I thought he was a heel.
But it's just with me, like, I find them overrated, but I still give them respect because they're still very talented. I'm not like every other freaking wrestling person. That's like they're overrated. They don't deserve anything. They deserve something. I don't think Cody honestly deserves 2 TNT championships. my honest opinion. Because
Skin.
dry skin. He's the only one to win it twice. And I was just kind of like, why though? Like Brody Lee was killing it,
Yeah.
and then Cody comes back. He's like,
They have so many belts now. TNT, FTW, World Title.
okay, screw the FTW
Tag
belt.
Team. There's a lot of titles right now in AEW.
The FTW belt is awful. No one cares about that belt. Let's be honest.
I don't even know why they revived that belt.
Even everyone hates it, and everyone's like, no one cares about it, and Taz is mad about it. He's like, why don't you guys care about this?
It's like because it was brought back for no reason.
Right? And but yeah, I thought seeing Sting back on TNT was really interesting because that was like the first time in what?
Almost 20 years.
Yeah, that's so
Cool.
That was cool.
I liked how they couldn't say anything about WCW though. They're like he was on a program 20 years ago.
I don't know why they. Oh wait, WWE bought WWE.
Yeah, WWE owns everything.
God dang it!
They own WCW and ECW.
You can't say those names without getting copyrighted. Apparently,
It sucks. I'm like, what? He couldn't even mention his past.
but yeah, I hope he doesn't take. If he's gonna wrestle, then make it limited. If he is, if he's gonna take some bumps, like make it small, make it like not as impactful. But yeah, just have it like if he's gonna do it, let him do it.
Yeah.
And I'll be fine with it. But like as I told you, I'm not gonna say in the stream, but as I told you,
The mark heat has been turned on.
Oh, I will. People will not like me if the thing happens. I can already see marks coming to my channel.
Your stream has been flagged 18,000 times.
Right. They're like, you can't be that negative. You can't be like that. I'm like, I don't care at this point.
It's the All Elite, man. It's the All Elite.
But I think them and partnering with TNA is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I want to talk about this real quick on here because I was telling my friend it's weird because Sting debuted a couple days after me and my friend at work. He's a big wrestling fan too. We were talking about how AEW needed that spark. They needed that guy to come in and give them the spark. And I feel like Sting did. I mean, obviously Sting did that because they got way more views than NXT this time.
They did.
And I don't know, man. It's a good thing for AEW. It's a bad thing for WWE because I feel like, and this is just a theory, but I know how Vince is and I know how WWE books things. I just know. So my theory is, unfortunately, they're going to get rid of Drew McIntyre because all the fans are peed off at Drew McIntyre right now. The Raw ratings are the lowest they've ever been, sadly.
It needs to go to 2 hours.
Right. It needs to be on the network instead of being on cable. And also because I think they like Roman more than Drew. Roman's more of the guy than Drew is. Drew they don't give him a lot of time to really be like Roman gets that time for promos and he's always in the show. He's constantly there. Drew, he's mainly like a beginning and end kind of guy. He's there in the beginning, he's at the end, and Roman's throughout the entire show. But I feel like, unfortunately, with Sting coming back, they're gonna boot out Drew. Drew might become a mid-card champion, like U.S. champion.
Sir Dickinson asked, why are they pissed off at Drew?
Because he kicked out of the Miz and AJ Styles finishers, and they're talking about how they buried them.
Which I told you
and
he did.
Roman's finisher, he kicked out of Roman's finishers.
The dude who said that they were mad, was it Dave Alvarez or someone, one of those guys?
Multiple sources.
Multiple sources. Well, those multiple sources didn't watch Raw then, because he didn't kick out of Drew. He didn't kick out of John Morrison's, AJ Styles, and Miz's finisher because Miz never cashed in.
I know. I didn't watch that Raw.
That Raw was that was a good Raw because that triple threat match.
All I heard is they kicked out of everybody's finisher to piss off the fans because they're making him look like a superhero.
Which I don't understand. These fans are either really stupid.
Well, they were already pissed because of Roman. Like they got pissed because he kicked out of Spears.
The spear isn't as protected as a Claymore or a End of Days or anything like that. That's the thing that these fans have to realize is that Drew's finisher is really overprotective. And if you think about it, if you watch Survivor Series, Roman got hit with one Claymore and he knocked the ref out the ring because if he wasn't, he would have probably got pinned off of it. You either take one Claymore or if you're Brock Lesnar, you take 5.
Yeah, and they're not just pissed off because they're also just pissed off because they want Fiend as champion. And because they don't think Drew is a good champion. They think he's stale.
I don't understand fans. Like I
really don't get it.
I don't understand how they can say he buried the spear when Roman's hit it 5 times on Lesnar and he's kicked out. Hit it.
They got pissed then too.
Well,
but they're gonna if you use a big finisher and you kick out of it, you're burying moves.
Why are they mad at the Fiend then? Because he buried the curve stomp.
I don't know. I just know that people want the Fiend more than Drew McIntyre.
I'm out of the loop of both AEW and WWE. I've been watching more clips of indie wrestling and surprisingly Impact. I don't understand why they would be mad at Drew for kicking out of 3 spears when the Fiend would kick out of 8.
Fans aren't liking Drew right now. It's just I don't know why. It's just like he's just not. They think he's stale. They think he's being superhero Drew. It's just like not working out for him.
Impact is really good, by the way. But
yeah, Vince and the thing is, Drew doesn't really have anything that in his favor right now because the Raw ratings are low, and every time the Raw ratings drop like that, they bring back Brock, and he becomes champion. So, number 1, Vince doesn't like Drew right now. Number 2, the Raw ratings are low. Number 3, the fans are pissed. Like they don't just not like Drew. They're pissed off at how they're booking Drew because they're like, it's unrealistic. How can this man kick out of the spear? It's so protected.
Then how can a man kick out of 8 curve stomps? A spear.
I don't get it. I personally don't get it. I don't get it. But that was some of the reasonings I heard. They're like,
this is why
he kick out of the skull crushing finale
because everyone kicks out. Everyone kicks out of the skull crushing finale. Yeah, everyone can kick out of the phenomenal forearm.
I know. Fans are just. I don't know.
Bro, Drew is the best champion in wrestling right now.
I can agree with. I think
Roman's better.
The best one. I like Roman better. We've seen Roman on SmackDown. I was like, yeah, I think Roman's. I think it's because Drew's a face, so he's kind of shackled in what he can say.
But I'd say as a face champion, he's 10
good.
He's 10 times better than Roman.
If he was a heel, though,
I Lord,
like McIntyre would clean the house.
Oh Lord, if he was a heel.
Well, I think he's a good face champion.
He is a fantastic.
But he's not. Sadly, he's not going to be champion for much longer.
The thing I just take with fans, and the reason why I would never listen to him, is the fact that how are you going to say he buried moves? And like buried, as we talked about, is a word that is
buried's a word being buried.
Thank you, because people don't understand that if one dude loses, it's the end of the world because they think they're buried. No, the one dude loses because it's part of storyline. That person can win and then lose, then win and lose and win and lose because it's not going to hurt.
You know when Baron Corbin got beat last week, they said he was getting buried. And then Riddle, when he got beat a couple weeks ago, they were saying he got buried and Keith Lee was getting buried and Randy Orton was getting buried.
Keith Lee, I don't want to hear anyone say Keith Lee's getting buried. Keith Lee has not taken a pinfall.
Yeah, he's getting pushed right now.
He gets protected heavily.
But yet people say he gets buried. He doesn't get enough chances. He doesn't get enough pushes. He needs to be world heavyweight champion.
It's
so, like, bro, can you let it naturally happen? Like, you know,
they don't need to come straight from NXT to be a world champion. That's the thing that irritates me.
They're not ready. You know, it's not like an insult, but I'm a big fan of Dominic Mysterio.
What would you do?
I'm not gonna sit here and say I want him to be a world champion right now.
What would you do if that happened? What if I would be like,
he's not ready, and I'd feel bad for him because, like, You know how much pressure that puts on someone that young to become a world champion? Like, people don't get it. People don't get the pressure that comes with being a world champion.
And people also don't understand that not everyone is a world champion material.
Right.
Someone said Wednesday Dorado was a wasted world champion material. I was like, I'm sorry, he's not a world champion material.
EC3 though.
EC3 was a big
Aleister
one.
Black.
Don't get me started with that. I will.
Those guys would have been world champions.
I will. I just.
They could have signed Eli Drake, but they had him lose a lot of matches. They made him win his debut, but he lost. He said that he was going to lose most of his matches, and he didn't like that. I was like, you're signing Eli Drake at the time, the hottest indie star on the market. You're going to sign him to make him lose? And then they signed James. Like, I don't get why they do that. They signed James Storm. He didn't like it. He left. You signed Austin Aries. He left.
James Storms really didn't sign. I don't think he
was there.
He was there.
He didn't like it.
He didn't like it.
Austin Aries didn't like it. EC3 didn't like it.
Austin Aries got buried. Let's be honest. He lost like 5 straight.
He lost a lot.
I was like, bruh.
I was like, they're kind of making Austin Aries like a jobber. I was like, this is bad.
Where's he?
Neville didn't like it. He left, but he was there for a while.
Neville got screwed. Let's be honest. Neville got screwed because Vince didn't give him a chance on that main roster. He just said stand cruiserweight.
I would say he was like, people were saying how he wasn't ready for the world title. I feel like give him a mid card belt and see how he does with it. If he does good, then I give
he
him
would kill a mid card belt, and I would be very happy. And it does suck that all these good talent get wasted sometimes, and I don't understand.
I know I'm forgetting one other guy. There's one other guy who I remember came through and they wasted, and I was like, really? Like, you could have had a world champion right there, but I can't remember right now.
The thing that sucks is that Vince wastes a lot of people. I will be honest with that. I'm not gonna say, oh, he's perfect. No, he's not. Explain to me why Andrade isn't world champion,
or at least a mid card champion.
He was, and then he lost it, and Aleister was supposed to win it off of him, and then they scrapped it.
And Vince doesn't like Aleister at all,
and he don't like Andrade at all.
You know, he said I don't have anything for Aleister. We don't have anything for Aleister. I'm like, nothing. You have nothing for Aleister Black. You're telling me you can't give a single thing to Aleister Black.
You can't even put him back in NXT.
Right.
That's the thing that irritates me with Vince is the fact that you have all these talent, yet you don't use half of them. And then when they want to go back to NXT so they can get used, you say, no. Why? So you can just let them sit there and dust?
I tell you what, Dominic Mysterio isn't being used. Aleister Black isn't being used. Aleister's a heel. Dominic's a face. Do something with that. Give Dominic and Aleister Black. I think they'd have a good match.
That'd be interesting.
Similar styles, you know. Although I wouldn't say Aleister Black's a high flyer, but
I wouldn't say Dominic is a striker like Aleister.
I don't know. That street fight he had with Buddy Murphy was pretty good.
It was good, but I'm just saying you have a dude who has a lot of martial arts experience, and then you got Dominic Mysterio, who's Dominic Mysterio.
I think it'd be good.
It'd be good.
It'd be good seeing Aleister on TV again.
Yes. I don't understand why Vince just doesn't use people.
Aleister is so forgotten. They didn't even debut. They didn't even put his theme song on YouTube yet. It's still not on YouTube.
I can see him either getting fired or released or asking for his release because what's the point of just sitting on the sideline doing nothing? He's already in hot water because of Zelina getting fired for no reason. I don't know why he would be in hot water.
I hate when that happens. How Vince will put one person on in heat because somebody else did something stupid.
Like the Forgotten Sons.
Yeah, what's going on with them right now? Yeah.
Like Reichert said he supports Trump and he doesn't really do the whole Black Lives Matter stuff, and then they got taken off TV for what? 5-6 months it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And then he said that, and then it killed them, and they were off TV, and then Blake and the other one came back finally, and Reichert's still off TV. All because he supports Trump and doesn't agree with the whole Black Lives Matter stuff. Like, I'm like, why are you punishing the other two for it? I can understand punishing one guy, but even with that, it's just political view. You shouldn't punish someone because of that.
He's not harming anybody. He's
It was
not
just
hurting
his
anybody.
opinion.
It was an opinion that he had, and like he got punished for it.
It's why I really want Vince out, because he doesn't know how to treat talent. He doesn't know how to discipline talent, because you got Brock Lesnar going around with steroids using it, and he got caught by UFC, and Vince was like,
We didn't know he was doing it.
yes, you did, you liar.
Yeah, it's like if you're the main eventer, you can get away with stuff like that, but if you're a lower card, you get punished for it big time.
Like Alistair, like he didn't do anything, but his wife said she supported something, and now he's in hot water because of what she said. She got fired because of it.
Yep.
She got fired because she had an OnlyFans.
Yeah, which is like, dude,
For cosplay.
like, really?
I could understand if she was putting bad pictures on there, but it's cosplay.
With a belt and in her gear and stuff like that. Okay, it's that'd be ridiculous. But
then you got Paige over here on
P-Hub opposite.
And
you let her continue to be there. I don't know.
I'm just confused as much as everyone. I personally just want Vince out at this point. It would do more better than anything, because let's be honest, Triple H gets in control. What is the first thing he's gonna do? He's gonna use people that ain't getting used.
Yeah, he's gonna make more storylines, and the thing is, they don't get it. You can set up storylines, back burner storylines. What's going on?
I
Make it interesting.
I just thought of something that's gonna kill everything Triple H if he gets to the main roster and starts booking everything. So let's say Triple H starts booking everything, right? And everyone's so excited, but yet, he's giving all these other people time. You got Dominic and Alistair, or on Raw, people that aren't getting used, and then you got Corbin with his lackeys. People are gonna start complaining that there's too much story going on, and that's gonna irritate me so much, because mainly the streamers we see that complain about it, saying there's not enough story, and when he does do the story, they're gonna complain that there's too much story.
Well, I was watching this one thing, and they're like, it's too much story, not enough wrestling. Then they're like, well, it's not enough wrestling, it's too much story. It's like, I don't get it. It's either too much wrestling or too much story. Doesn't make sense to me.
You can't win.
I think, I told you, man, WWE at this point is just such a monumental figure. Everyone's going to hate it for whatever it does because of just how big it is. It's the Patriots. You hate it because, Patriots have 7, 8 wins, whatever they had.
6.
People hate dynasty teams. You hate the Yankees because they,
You hate Disney.
Yeah, they're big things. But you got to realize that WWE is a big company right now, and they can't do certain things they used to be able to do. Personally, it doesn't bother me. I find it still entertaining. Is it problems? Yes. Is there things that could be improved? Yes. But is it garbage? I would not say it's garbage. You could ask me in 2016. I thought that year personally was garbage because everything was about Roman. It was Roman.
Wasn't everyone injured that year too?
Everyone was injured or suspended or people left. You had the mid-carders in the main event.
You had Big Show and Kane in main event.
Yeah, you had Big Show and King. You had Ryback. Ryback's a good mid-card, but main event, I didn't think he really worked. Dolph Ziggler in the main event.
With that, man.
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler, man. Kalisto in the main event. It was bro,
that was weird to see.
This is getting pretty bad when you're getting Kalisto and Dolph Ziggler in the main event.
Right.
It's okay, this is getting bad. But to me, if you ask me, this year has been a lot better than the other years. Mainly because they're actually trying to do things. They're trying to listen to you rather than going, screw you, we're just going to let Brock Lesnar win again. And it's nobody wants Brock to be a champion again.
What happened with the NXT championship? Finn stripped of it. No, he came back on a recent NXT and he said he was fine. But then I don't think he was on NXT last Wednesday. Or he did a promo again. I can't really remember. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's stripped. I don't think he's facing anyone at War Games, is he?
No. It's just weird. I don't know what's going on with that
weird.
belt.
That is weird.
It's one moment Finn has it.
I think the reason why is because they because Killian Crosswood got hurt real quick with it, and then Finn he got hurt with it. It's becoming cursed.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think of Leo Ruff winning the NXT North America Championship? I love that he won it. Oh, Leon Ruff, that new guy.
I said Leo Rush.
That's what I was like.
gone.
What? I can't read. That was one of the best things that they ever done, and it's the reason why I like NXT, because you get like a no one come out of nowhere, and then he beats like Johnny Gargano, and it's like, what?
Right.
It was like so good. Like, I love that. It was just so fun, and it was just amazing. Like, I was just like, Triple H, you deserve so much. You do.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the coolest things, and like, if there was people who hated it, there were people who hated it. I'm like, no matter what, you can't please everyone, I swear. And I don't know, it's just wrestling is a weird situation right now, to where no matter what you book, no matter what you put on TV, no matter what you do, you can't win. Well, if you're WWE at least. If, like, TNA puts on something, people most likely are going to love it. If AEW puts something on, people most likely going to love it. New Japan, all these other promotions, it's like they put it on, they put on good matches, they put on good shows, and everyone loves it. WWE, puts on some decently good shows once, like, they put on a fantastic show, no one really cares because of how big they are. It's like, oh, who cares? NXT is just like, it's there, it's fun, and everything, but like everyone's just like, and I'm just like, wrestling fans, you gotta just do better. Like, I tell this every single time. I may not like the other company, but I give it the respect. And seeing Sting there, was freaking cool. And I do want to watch it to see like what happens with Sting or what happens with Darby Allin. And I just wish people had that mindset, like if, like I said, if they stop taking shots at WWE, which I think they kind of have. I haven't heard like a lot of shots recently.
Yeah, me either. Luckily,
you're right. I'll watch it, and they stop that, and they're building stories. So I'm probably gonna start watching AEW for a little bit, see what it's like. And if I like it, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say I like it. Yeah, I like watching NXT over AEW just because I think Cody is too much involved and on screen with it. Yeah, that was another thing.
Yeah.
That's another thing that that kind of like irritates me a little bit, was like Cody, the Young Bucks, and Omega. Like, they're all involved with it, and like three of the four have a title. That's the thing I don't get. I do watch, AEW Dark. I watch. I like AEW Dark. I love watching like all these random people just come in and show what they have.
Start watching that. I didn't even know it was a real thing.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It is very fun to watch. Everyone craps on it because it's like there's nobody's in it. I'm like, so that's the point.
It's not Kenny Omega.
But yeah, it's just with me. I just love wrestling. I try to love wrestling. I try to just give everything a shot. And yeah, I'm more critical on one side because, that one side never gets criticized,
Mm-hmm.
The one stream we were watching, those two guys were praising everything that they did.
First of all, I want to say that this match was 5 stars. I was like, I'm not even in the review yet. Calm down.
And like, I get it. WWE's not what it used to be. That's fine. But when one company does something and you hate it, like, let's say, I'm going to use this as an example. Let's say WWE brings back, for the love of God, don't do it, Taker. They bring back Taker, he wins the WWE Championship, and everyone hates it because it's like, no one wants to see that. And if New Japan or TNA or AEW, they bring in like an old talent like Jake the Snake or Hulk Hogan for TNA. I don't know why he'd go to TNA, but I'm just making up stuff. And New Japan, I don't know old New Japan
Flair
star.
comes to their
Yeah, Ric Flair goes to New Japan and wins all three of those old guys win their world title. It's like, I don't want to see an old guy hold a world title. And it's like, but those other three shows, no one's going to complain about as much as WWE because WWE's bigger, they know better. So if these companies do it, it's like a smack on the hand, like, oh, don't do that again.
They'll learn from their mistakes.
They'll learn from their mistakes. And everyone's like, WWE's like, they don't learn. And sometimes they don't. Goldberg and Lesnar held a belt in 2019.
That was sorry.
And it was awful. Yeah. It was awful. I was like, why does Brock Lesnar have this? Why does Goldberg have this? Why did Goldberg beat The Fiend in the first place? For no reason.
And then get destroyed by Braun. They got destroyed by Braun.
I was just like, what is going on? What are y'all doing? Personally, I like Braun's Universal run. I didn't think it was like something special or something amazing, but I thought it was decent for what he had. And he agreed. He was like, he said, I thought I did a good job with it. I'm like, yeah, I think he did too. Like,
I loved it. I thought it was good.
It's just wrestling fans nowadays just are. I think they're spoiled. They use words like buried, jobbed, mark way too much. They criticize one company when the other companies do it too, but then they turn a blind eye with it, and they just wrestling fans are just spoiled. I hate to say it. I really hate to say it because.
No, I agree.
I really kind of
want everything to be 5 stars,
and it can't.
Like it's impossible.
Like the one thing I wish, and I hate to say, I really wish the Ruthless Aggression era and the Attitude era never happened, because
it put the stakes up so high.
It put the stakes up so high because it was a different beast. But yeah, it was just weird. Man, I love wrestling. Don't get me wrong. I always love wrestling, but sometimes, man, these fans gotta learn to calm down.
Yeah, I just feel bad. I look over here in my horror community. We're all chilling, watching movies. You guys are over here like,
we got
you like AEW.
Right, we got two sides over here, and it's like a freaking war zone. It's like Civil War. You guys are you're Hawk and Thor, yeah. And you're like, you guys good over there? We're like, we're good. And we're like, yeah. And we're like, we good. All week, Mark, rest the week, Mark, New Japan, Mark, TNA, Mark. Everyone's like, whoa, calm down. Let's just watch wrestling.
Do people not really like? Why not just everybody just like wrestling? Like, what's the problem with that?
Right? Why can't everyone just like wrestling? And it sucks because I'll be honest, AEW, they can put on some good matches. Mm-hmm. And NXT can put on good matches. Raw can put on good matches. That triple threat match was fantastic. SmackDown can put on good matches.
The wrestling's nailed. It's just
the fans just want everything to be 5-star. 5-star. And I'm like, no. What do you think pay-per-views are for? For that 5-star moment. For that moment that you'll remember. Like, imagine if Undertaker threw off Mankind on a top of a Hell in a Cell on a Raw. That would not be that special. He did it at a pay-per-view, and it made that pay-per-view unforgettable. It would have made a Raw unforgettable, but at the same time...
Yeah, it'd be like, this happened on TV.
This happened on TV, but at the same time, back then, remember, pay-per-views you had to pay like $60 for.
A lot of money back then.
You really think that they would give that free on TV? Like, that was the smartest thing, because imagine, all your buddies didn't, imagine, you and a whole bunch of buddies got the pay-per-view, and, one dude, one of your buddies or someone from school didn't watch that, whoa, now, who's clapping some cheeks hard, clapping in the background? What? I'm confused.
Clapping.
Oh, I think it was that click that you did. The other one. Yeah, I think it was that. It was that. But oh my, someone's getting clapped. But Yeah, like imagine like everyone at school was watching wrestling again, right? And imagine that one dude who didn't get the pay-per-view, didn't know what happened. Everyone's like, he threw him off the cell, and then he's like, what are you all talking about? He's like, you didn't watch the pay-per-view. He's like, no, I didn't get it. He's like, you don't get the no. And everyone's just marking like
It used to be like that.
like going crazy, and everyone's like having fun with each other. Like, oh my god, man, I can't believe we threw him off the cell. And that one dude who didn't get the pay-per-view was like, should have got the fucking pay-per-view.
Yep.
And I understand now why people say like this match should be on a pay-per-view instead of being it for free.
Pay-per-view worthy match.
Mm-hmm. But I kind of ran. You got anything to say?
Just that I want wrestling and wrestling fans to know that the key to wrestling is the story, and it's not always about the wrestling.
Exactly.
The wrestling is a part of it, but when you have a bunch of matches that don't have a story, there's no weight to the matches. So I think WWE is doing a pretty good job at having story, but I feel like they need to keep that going, and hopefully they can. But that's really all I gotta say. Just keep the story. And as far as AEW goes, we need more story in AEW because AEW is mainly about just the wrestling right now.
You know, and the funny thing is that show for AEW was actually story driven last time. I was like, ooh, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's our thoughts. Just want to do a stream. Haven't done one in a couple weeks.
Years.
No weeks.
Centuries. This is all 100 years ago. You're just living that now.
But
you fail.
Yeah, just want to do a stream, do some talking with the boy.
No. You didn't put over AEW. I'm not satisfied. Why would you chop me?
Are you satisfied now?
No, you're not. You're not Oscar. I like when Oscar chops me.
You said I'm not Oscar.
I'm only satisfied when Oscar chops me.
Oscar bursts through the door. She just starts dominating you. I'm like, I just start recording. I'm like,
you start recording. That's your first reaction to start recording.
Yeah, I'm like, you can watch this back.
What the fuck? He's like, I'm not again. I'm just gonna record and watch in the corner.
Pretty much. But yeah.
Damn cook. You know.
Oh, this is intense. But that's all from us. Thanks for being on the stream.
Yep.
Thanks for being a good wrestling friend.
Yep.
I'll see you all in the next one.